For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know. Our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
An allegation that people are being paid to call talk shows. Is that true? We'll explore this during the course of our broadcast this afternoon, including new developments, including involving St. Lucia's Citizenship by Investment program. Welcome to another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin right here on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel. We go up until 2 o'clock this afternoon. In a bit, your calls at 452-2979. That's 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And Kimani will be going through some of the comments in the chat room. That freedom fighter, former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela, who said that a nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. A quote attributed to former South African President Nelson Mandela. Just a few days ago, South Africa held its elections, and the ruling, once revered African National Congress did not get a majority of the votes. So therefore, it has to seek the support of one of the other political parties, possibly to form the government. It just got a little over 40%. So the people are disenchanted, they're dissatisfied with the performance of the ANC, because some of the challenges that certainly they would have confronted over several decades, those still loom large. I'm talking about corruption and power cuts and high unemployment and so on. So the black population is basically rebelling against a political party that they have supported for so long, the ANC. But that's not what I want to talk about in terms of the elections in South Africa. It is about how certain sections of the society are being ill-treated in St. Lucia. And again, let me repeat that quote. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. Don't know how you treat the permanent secretaries in the various government ministries and high officials in the public sector. Not how you treat persons who are investing in St. Lucia, coming in from overseas, getting involved in business activity here, but how you treat ordinary people are deemed and described as ordinary citizens. I'm talking about the vendors. It has been happening for far too long. I know it's the responsibility of the president of the Vendors Association to advocate on behalf of his members. But on this broadcast, we see things of that nature, any form of injustice, anything that needs addressing on the program, we see it as our responsibility. Governments tend not to want to negotiate with vendors. They seem not wanting to consult the vendors. There is this high-handed approach by governments when they have to encounter vendors in St. Lucia and take certain decisions that would impact them. They do not see them as stakeholders. They do not see them possibly as influential members of the society. So if a government minister, a government official, a CCC individual decides that all of a sudden we'll make this area a no vending zone, then we just push it, ram it down the throats of the vendors. And they don't have a choice in this, because on this occasion, it's not a case of putting the people first and putting vendors first. It is a case of, you're just a little Maliway. And therefore, as a Maliway, we do not have to consult you and get feedback from you on certain things. Okay, we'll just decide that we'll just take our own approach, take our own decision as far as uprooting you, and clearly state that we do not owe you any kind of alternative arrangement. And somehow the vendors have seen this as the proper way for them to be treated, and they have accepted it from administration after administration. And I think maybe it has something to do with maybe self-esteem. Poor job, I'm a little poor vendor. I can't fend for myself. I don't have a voice. I can't afford an attorney to challenge whatever action that is being taken against me, that I could deem that to be unfair treatment, and therefore let me put up some kind of resistance. But the vendors must understand that for too long they have been used by politicians. In the run-up to general elections in St. Lucia, whether it's Dr. Kenny Anthony or Alan Chasney, would visit the vendors. I think recently Alan Chasney also visited the vendors. It's a good photo op that you're identifying with this section of the society. And somehow it appeals to the wider section of this country. Look at Kenny Anthony, can connect with the vendors, and look at this other prime minister and this other individual. I'm sure that in the run-up to the next general election, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre will do the same. So the vendors are being used. The vendors are being abused. There is need for this to be said without any kind of equivocation, without any kind of doubt. the vendors are being used by politicians when they believe that they can gain political mileage by hobnobbing with them, rubbing shoulders with them, and identify with them. And when they do not have any use for the vendors, they are uprooted, they are discarded, which says something about the Vendors Association. And I know that IPA has tried its utmost to provide quality representation to the vendors, but maybe the time is ripe, is opportune for him to say to himself that I have tried my best, and maybe now is the appropriate time to pass on the mantle of leadership to someone else. I do not believe that in terms of leadership, in terms of being able to fend for the vendors, that ability resides solely in IPA and the rest of the executive. I think it is high time that we put a new face to the association so that, something that's new, something that's bold and fresh, so that the vendors can get the kind of representation that they require. And this is not a personal attack on anyone. We know how people have a tendency in this country to take things so personal and to believe that you have certain ulterior motives. I just believe that the vendors right now are being shortchanged from various angles. They are being taken for a ride. They're not being taken seriously. And maybe this is the result of this unity within the ranks. So, vendors ought to be applauded for the fact that they have taken the initiative, they have made the investment. Take for example, GPH taking over the ports. It has leased the ports for 30 years. How much consultations there was being done with the vendors and the association? How much input the vendors had? I don't know. And I could tell you, long before it happens, that GPH will be riding roughshod over the vendors. The vendors don't have a say in what happens at the vendors' arcade whenever it is refurbished. You just wait and see. Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre has made an announcement. He has signed the much talked about CIP MOA, Memorandum of Agreement. It was signed previously by Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, and St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Lucia stood out for one reason, is that it was a little recalcitrant. It was not prepared to sign the agreement because, according to the Prime Minister, there are certain contractual arrangements that it had to fulfill. So all of a sudden, the Prime Minister and CIP officials, they have met that obligation. And according to the Prime Minister, they have signed the MOA. And that disclosure was made by the St. Lucian leader yesterday, as the CIP program, whether it's that of St. Lucia or the other islands in the Caribbean, continues to be under immense scrutiny. So let us listen to the Prime Minister as he made that announcement yesterday during the pre-cabinet press briefing.
After careful review and extensive discussions with stakeholders and other OECS heads of government with CIP programs, the government of St. Lucia announces that it has decided to sign the Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, already signed by other OECS CIP countries. The memorandum calls for common standards and procedures in the following areas: pricing, information sharing and transparency standards, regulation, security screening and framework, regulation of agents, marketing and promotion of programs, joint training and capacity building, dispute resolution, amendment and termination. In addition to signing this memorandum, St. Lucia has made further suggestions to strengthen this regional agreement, including proposing legislative changes to address change of name requests. This has been agreed to by other heads of government. After consultations are completed with regional governments and other partners, the government of St. Lucia will suggest further strengthening of the CIP program. This would include an annual quota, a net worth for applicants, escrow accounts to be held in St. Lucia or in individual islands, a requirement that only licensed promoters will be allowed to submit applicants to local authorized agents, and those promoters will have to submit a due diligence report on each applicant. Over the last year, the Citizenship by Investment Unit in St. Lucia has instituted all 6 principles agreed to with the United States government. From February 15, 2023, a ban on applicants from Russia and Belarusians. From September 4, 2023, implemented applicant interviews. From September 4, 2023, vetting of all applicants through the local Financial Intelligence Authority. From January 2020, sharing of denials with the Joint Regional Communication Center, JRCC. An operational review of the program by international consultancy firm will commence shortly. The St. Lucia CIP unit will seek international support with the recovery of revoked passports. Additionally, the St. Lucia CIP unit publishes an annual report that is tabled in Parliament, which includes financial statements. Furthermore, the fee structure for different options are published in the official gazette. The government of St. Lucia remains committed to maintaining and reinforcing the integrity of its CIP program with a transparent and accountable process that delivers tangible benefits to all St. Lucians.
Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre speaking yesterday during a pre-cabinet press briefing. Earlier today, the opposition UWP held a press conference, and the PRO of that party, Mr. Leonard Motud, reacted to the announcement by the Prime Minister regarding the signing of the CIP MOA.
With the recent development where we saw a press release coming from Prime Minister's office, where the Prime Minister said that he has decided to sign the Memorandum of Agreement, the MOA, already signed by all the other OECS countries. I'm saying that is nothing new. That is what they said previously, that they would sign, but on the previous occasion they indicated that they had not signed because of contractual arrangements that they had to honor. I want to ask the question of the Prime Minister. What were those contractual arrangements? Have they been fulfilled? Have they been met? Do they no longer exist? Or how was a compromise arrived at to forego those contractual arrangements for him to sign, since he could not have signed in light of those contractual arrangements? We need to know. Secondly, the Prime Minister in his statement indicated that after consultations are completed with regional governments and other partners, the government of St. Lucia will suggest further strengthening the CIP program. Really? The CIP program ought to be following certain stringent rules and regulations that should have already been in place and being observed in the conduct of the business of the CIP. There has been much consultation with other governments and partners already. And all other governments, so much so, have signed on to the new arrangements to ensure the integrity of their programs. And St. Lucia delayed the signing of that memorandum of agreement, there was also further negligence on the part of the Prime Minister and the government of St. Lucia when they were given an opportunity to avert the embarrassment that we now are going through. When they were asked to visit the United States, where a company involved in the regional CIP program indicated that they had evidence of corruption and malpractice that implicated St. Lucia and that they would like to discuss with our government. In the interest of our image, in the interest of ensuring that our reputation remains what it is, in the interest of the integrity of our CIP program, and for the safeguard of my passport and visa access, our government should have accepted that offer, go and find out what exactly it was that was being referenced, and possibly to have averted the embarrassment that we are now encountering and facing as a nation, as a people. We cannot take this situation lightly. It has dire consequences, serious implications for us as a nation, for our reputation, the reputation of our country, the image of our government, and access of our people to other international countries that we have traditionally done business with, visited, and lived in. So, when will our government sign the memorandum of agreement? They said they will, which is what they said before. Give us a definitive date as to when you will sign that memorandum of agreement. It has now become an imperative that the government of St. Lucia do so. Tell us when. Number two, where is our minister responsible for the CIP? In the face of all of those allegations, in the face of all of those negative developments, we have not seen or heard a word from the minister responsible for the CIP. We, the opposition, call on the minister to come out of hiding and face the St. Lucian public, take responsibility for what he's responsible for, and make a statement to give us some reassurance as to what direction our program is taking under his stewardship.
Public Relations Officer of the Opposition United Workers' Party, Mr. Leonard Spider-Motut, speaking earlier today during a United Workers' Party press conference. So, as you heard, the Prime Minister says that the government has decided to sign the CIP MOA. Now, this does not state clearly that St. Lucia has signed the agreement. It says that St. Lucia has decided to sign the agreement. So what do we expect from the Prime Minister? He did not call NewsSpin, but his PR staff has even been augmented, so they're free to call this program this afternoon, and that is to disclose, because there's something that needs clarity. Prime Minister has decided to sign, but when will St. Lucia sign that MOA? When will St. Lucia sign? But St. Lucia has decided to sign. We don't know whether it has happened or whether it will happen today, next week, or week after. Let's open the line to take your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. If only outside agencies were responsible for forcing us to take certain decisions, such as having a functioning and effective K9 unit, seriously tackling issues relating to nepotism and corruption, and deciding who should get contracts and who should get opportunities, etc., etc. If only outside agencies would have that influence, Because the evidence is clear and is there for everyone to see. If you are somebody of discernment, if you can discern, that we only make certain critical changes involving various areas of activity in St. Lucia, whether it's economic or otherwise, if we are forced to do so by outside agencies, international entities, and organizations. Because left to us, the CIP would be just another entity that would operate at the whims and fancies of certain individuals in our country. But you know what? In such instances, you have a European Union, you have a UK, you have Canada, you have the United States. And it's not a case where they will cajole you into doing certain things. They will demand, they will force you to take certain actions. So if there's alleged extrajudicial killings, what the US will do is to withdraw all technical, financial assistance to you and say to you, fix this problem. Fix this problem. And it is fix it to my satisfaction. And then we can see whether certain things can be reinstated. So in a lot of cases, we have to forced to do the due diligence that is expected of us as a country. 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Keep on what's happening in the chat room, and good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Tim. In the chat room, someone says, hey, Tim, talking about the canine unit, has the dog been trained? Another comment, Tim, the PM has already called this morning, so don't hold your breath. His phone does not work on NewsSpin. Another comment in the chat, someone says, I hope we can all agree that the CIP issue transcends that of party affiliation. There is a national issue that requires transparency. Tim, be very careful with this. The Prime Minister said he has decided to sign. This is not the same as actually signing the agreement. Another comment, I think Mandela was talking about the homeless person on the streets, the drug addicts that St. Lucians disrespectfully called zombies. These are the people that Mandela was talking about, people living in the slums.
But in this case, I'm talking about the downtrodden. I'm talking about people who cannot defend themselves. So let's look at the context from the perspective of St. Lucia and what's happening in our country. A nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones.
Tim, they are just fooling people again. So the CIP topic will die down and business as usual. Another comment in the chat, did the PM take a page from the book of the DPP? Because he promised a press briefing in a few weeks and we have yet to hear from the DPP's office. Another comment, this is why the average man and woman needs to stop being oblivious because of political party affiliation. What is wrong and right is right. What about the regular man? Isn't there a calypso along those lines?
Somebody's asking, the question is the dog born yet?
Another comment, Tim, the term trying is relative in nature and debatable. IPA should step down and allow new ideas to flourish. I thought IPA was the only executive member of the Vendors Association. IPA needs to go. He has too many words and no action, because by now the vendors should be on the streets protesting, not because of the cleanup, but the promise that they voted for. Another comment, in other words, you're saying the organization has overgrown him. That is it for me.
Thank you so much. Let me see if I have any of your WhatsApp messages to go through while we are awaiting your calls. Once again at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Please go ahead with your contribution, caller. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
I have an issue which I spoke to you earlier on during the month. And you were asking me certain questions pertaining to it, but I couldn't really answer at the time. I couldn't respond because of where I was. But I would appreciate it if you would give me a little time today to just be a little more explicit where my situation is concerned. Are you there?
Refresh my memory, sir.
All right. My situation is that the 20th of May that just went there is a year that my route permit has not been renewed by Mr. King.
Okay.
Especially Mr. King. He's the one who is preventing my route ban from being renewed. The orders came from him.
How do you know that the orders came from him and not from some other official or individual?
I spoke with him. I spoke with him, and he is telling me, as long as I'm not a member of the association, I am not going to get through. I have to join an association. That was Mr. King's words to me.
Okay.
Right?
How did you get that route permit in the first place? Were you part of an association?
Initially, I was the one part of those who formed the association initially.
Okay. So that would have been clearly stipulated to you that you needed to be part of an association, a minibus association, to get the route permit. No?
Not that I know of, Timothy. Now, let's go a step further.
But to me, caller, before you move on to me,
okay, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. I'm there with you.
I don't know about the minibus sector, but to me that would have been a prerequisite, a condition to get the route permit.
Okay, I'm telling you, that was not.
Okay.
Okay? 2, I would like to ask Mr. King, when he got himself out of the UWP party, which he said was not good for him, for whatever reasons, personal reasons, he found that was not good for him, not profiting for him, and he stepped out. Did he have to go back to them for any approval for him to continue his career as a politician?
Well,
I need to know that. I need Mr. King to ask. I need Mr. King to answer me that.
Well, he got elected. He got elected by the people. So the route permit, you have to satisfy the group of people that you're worthy of getting a permit, a route ban.
But let me tell you something. I have met all the conditions stipulated by them. I have met it. In addition to that, from the national council, the association has to stamp my papers and approve my papers for going forward. So let me ask you a question, Tim. You are more in that field. You could answer me. So the Constitution, where it tells you that I have the right to disassociate, that does not apply.
I don't know if it's applied. Maybe an attorney will have to answer the question for you.
No, we have written to the ministry 3 times and no response. This place is in disarray. We have written to the Ministry of Infrastructure 3 times and they have yet to respond. Okay, and it's not me writing, it's the lawyers writing. Okay? I want to find out, where does my right stand under the Constitution? Is he more powerful than the Constitution, or does the Constitution rules? Because the Constitution clearly gives me the right to disassociate without any form of discrimination. And this is not what's happening to me. It's over a year. You're telling me without a stamp from the association, from a route I have been plying, I'm one of the longest serving persons on that route. You're telling me today, which I have done it at least several times prior, you're telling me today, without a stamp from the association, that I cannot work in my community? Is that fair? Tim, you listening to me? You there?
Yes, sir. What is being said by the NCOPT? Have you gotten any feedback from them?
The NCOPT is clear. The situation, the position is clear on this. Okay? I have already done what I am supposed to do, and my papers should have been acknowledged, and I should have been working my permit instead of renting somebody's permit to try and make ends meet for myself. Mr. King has his salary. He has his gratuity. He has his pension. He has his investments nationwide. He has all what he has. I have one permit. Why are you, with all what you have, trying to prevent me from making a living with just my one permit? Huh? Isn't that an abuse of force? Tim, you're not answering me. What happened? You want to get on with Rick with me?
No, caller. That is not for me to answer. It is for the ministry to provide you with an acceptable response.
We
And
have written to the ministry 3 times and nobody is responding. I don't understand what they're running up there. There is chaos up there. This week there is one PS. Next week there's a different PS. This week there is a chief transport officer. Next week there's a different chief transport officer. There's nothing consistent in that place. And all the time, I am the one suffering. I am suffering.
so why aren't you a member of the association? Why are you not willing to be a part of the association?
All right. Let me tell you something. For my views, the president raised a knife on me at the time, which found he was wrong and out of place. I took it before the court. We went to mediation. Part and parcel of that mediation was that I stick to myself. After leaving mediation, I went to my lawyers. We wrote all the relevant persons and informing them I am no longer affiliated and associated with the association. I have my reasons. And that individual, I'm not the first person, nor the last person, he has done that too. It is called self-preservation. I have that right. Mr. King, I am making appointments to see you. I cannot see you. My lawyers have been writing to your office and with no response. I want you to tell me what's my next step, because there has to be a next step for me. Okay, because I know the Constitution caters for me and you behave like you are over the Constitution. This is not good and this has to stop.
Okay, so
I need to get my permit for me to start my work. I have commitments just like you.
here's hoping, sir, that this thing will settle amicably. You say it's from May the 28th of last year. You're looking for settlement?
Of last month. It's a year. Okay? Today is the 4th of June. Okay? I cannot get my permit to organize myself and my family. And everybody else's life, not everybody, but the person responsible, his life is going on. His investments is going on. He leaves office tomorrow. Taxes, contributions from my taxes still have to take care of his benefits. All right? But I'm here, not working because of what? Because he's bigger than the Constitution.
All right, sir. I'll be on this particular issue and try to get some kind of resolution to this matter as soon as possible. Okay?
It's a year, Tim.
All right, caller.
It's a year.
All right. Thank you so much. We have somebody calling the broadcast. Is Robertson Henry. He's calling, by the way, all from, I think he still is in St. Vincent, one time journalist in St. Lucia, and also part of the minibus sector on island. What would have prompted you to call the program, sir? Good afternoon to you, Mr. Robertson Henry.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi, good afternoon to you, sir.
How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm good. I'm alive.
Nice.
Tim, over the past months, years, I have been listening to a number of callers referencing various happenings, incidents, complaints, what else have you regarding St. Lucia's public transport system. It is very sad because as one that more or less worked to reform the system, what is happening now, listening to your last caller, is a clear indication of the breakdown of the administrative structures of the sector. First and foremost, yes, the constitution of the various affiliate minibus associations and the National Council on Public Transportation was drafted to ensure that persons who would be providing a service to the public would be vetted. Somehow over the years, I'll put it bluntly, corruption and malpractice crept in. And you have persons in possession of free-for-route permits, which should not have happened. Your previous caller, it is sad what is happening to him, because the secretary of his affiliate organization, or which he was a part of, should have been man enough to look at his application and say, yes, he meets the criteria. He is a past member, notwithstanding whatever issues he had with the president. He, the secretary, and the rest of the executive, or the majority thereof, should approve his application, and through the National Council on Public Transportation executive should approve it. I know without the approval of the National Council, the ministry would not sanction it. This is one of the steps we took to protect the public. However, with all what is going on now, I will make the statement, Tim, with your permission, that the members, the bus operators of St. Lucia, should, without fail, collectively overhaul the makeup of the various executives and the National Council to safeguard the well-being of the public of St. Lucia. I was in St. Lucia not too long ago. I spoke to a number of bus operators, and it is sad, it is painful what is happening. And unless the bus operators, no violence, but they have the power to remove any and all executive members. They have the power. No matter what people are telling them, they have the democratic power. They should and appoint persons who will put the well-being of bus operators first and the welfare of the traveling public. Because here you have a gentleman who is pleading for his application to be approved. That is his bread and butter. I may know him. Chances are. Because, I started reforming that system along with Peter Damiano, Victor Japierre, and Sylvester Joseph somewhere around 1987. So he may know me, and I may know him. But I am not looking at who I know, who I don't know. What is important now, the system needs overhauling. One, you cannot have a president who is in there literally for life, or any executive member. Sorry, Tim? You were saying?
No, I did not say anything. I'm just listening to you.
Oh, Tim, it is critical for the sake of St. Lucia, for the sake of the traveling public, for the well-being of the bus operators and their investment and their families' well-being. There needs to be an urgent overhaul of the administrative structures of the various affiliate minibus associations. When you have minibus associations who have moved away, who have removed the membership of the National Council, that should not be. Because each and every bus operator is entitled to representation. Each and every minibus association is entitled to representation. They need to clean up the sector urgently. Bus operators, no violence. They need to come together as a body. There's no friendship, no enemy in that. They aim, clean the system, because if they don't do it, the Lord alone knows, Tim. And it's paining me to say this. What action somebody may take that may even end up with real bad results.
All right, so
I'm appealing to people to look at this.
Okay.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling. Just heard there from St. Lucian journalist Robertson Henry, who lives and works over in St. Vincent. He also has been part of the minibus sector in St. Lucia. Still to come, I don't know whether we'll get a response from, again, the folks in the office of the Prime Minister or tourism officials, whether there's been a major resignation at the either resignation, dismissal, whatever you want to call it. We don't know. We have not been able to confirm at the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Just reminding you that you could join us today for a special program with a Christian organization, Israel United in Christ, and that's between 2 and 3 this afternoon following our NewsSpin program. Once again, join us today on this radio station, Power 97.9 FM, for a special program with the Christian organization Israel United in Christ from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. right here on Power 97.9 FM. We have a lot of things to discuss and to focus on and to highlight in just a bit. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country when we were called to serve. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries. We are the bridge towards economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
When you feel the vibes and the music sweet, KFC on the road giving you the beat. One sandwich, two chicken fries in your hand, a drink to go, best deal in the line. Food for the road.
Enjoy Food for the Road this carnival. For only $30, you get 2 pieces of chicken, 1 sandwich, 1 regular fries, a biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda. But that's not all. There's more. When you purchase this offer, you get a chance to win carnival costumes, event tickets, KFC vouchers, and more. This carnival season, get your KFC Food for the Road.
It's finger licking good. 44 million fans, 11 players, 1 flow. Bleeding we colors, celebrating we greatness. With every 6, every wicket, every moment of glory, we show the world what we made of. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. Join We Bacchanal. Feel We Energy. This is We Game. Visit discoverflow.co. Flow, official telecom supporter of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup.
Night Meds. As your dependable neighborhood pharmacy, you'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadhu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
For 100 years, Metabo, made and engineered by Europa Hardware, has been at the forefront of innovation, delivering quotes trusted by professionals worldwide. Thank you for being a part of our journey to the next 100. Metabo, distributed by Europa, our world together. For the month of June, get an automatic discount when you purchase any Metabo machine. Come to Europa first. We service what we sell.
Get your accommodation ready for the event season. Jazz, T20 cricket, and of course, St. Lucia Carnival with hot showers powered by a tropical solar water heater. We offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, or hotel, and efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar, good for the environment, good for you.
The Royal St. Lucia Police and Allied Services Cooperative Credit Union Limited is excited to announce our new water tank loan promotion, Glow Go Low. Now you can borrow up to $5,000 for water tanks and pumps. Plus, enjoy 10% discount on all water tanks purchased from Bryce & Company Limited. To schedule your loan appointment, call us today at 45-22105 or 45-36735. Terms and conditions.
In the heart of the Eastern Caribbean, a revolution in healthcare has arrived. La Clinique Decor introduces the gold standard Cigna Prime Tesla 1.5 MRI machine, the only clinic in St. Lucia and the Eastern Caribbean with this advanced, safe, radiation-free system. Harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, cutting-edge imaging technology, and expert radiologists, the Cigna Prime delivers fast, high-quality images for more accurate cancer diagnoses, a leading cause of death in the region. From brain to breast, liver to lung, prostate to pancreas, heart, and so much more, this advanced machine aids in the detection of various types of cancer, offering hope and solutions when they're needed most. At La Clinique Decor, we believe that everyone deserves the best in healthcare. Save time and money traveling overseas and schedule your MRI with La Clinique Decor Diagnostic Center of Excellence located in Cocoville, Rodney Bay. Call 451-6559 to make your appointment today. Flexible financing options are available for all patients who qualify.
LoSelect wishes to advise the motoring public that vehicles should park on the right side of Clark Street in V4 from the Bank of St. Lucia V4 branch to the fisheries, and that is on Wednesday, June the 5th. This is to allow LoSelect to undertake system upgrades on the left side of Clark Street from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., affecting Shine Drive. Road users are encouraged to be mindful of the various safety measures such as cones, barriers, and warning signs that will be put in place to designate the work area. LoSelect regrets any inconvenience to residents, and the motoring public would like to thank the public for their understanding and patience. A notice coming from LoSelect. Also, join us today for a special program with the Christian organization Israel United in Christ. That's between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. right here on Power 97.9 FM. Kimani, the chat room. You've been policing the chat room. Tell us what you're discovering.
In the chat room, someone says the government of St. Lucia needs to have a government-run public training system and not rely on private bus owners to provide public transportation. Someone responded to this comment saying, I will agree to revamping the transportation sector. However, any governments will recognize it's putting private sector people out of work. A government needs a strong private sector to help the economy. I will agree to serious reform, not what occurred in the past.
So somebody sent me some information there with regard to the plight of this minibus driver who wants his route band to be renewed. The approval of applications is determined by the Transport Board with recommendations by the respective route association and the National Council on Public Transportation. The refusal of approval of permit will be communicated to the applicant. A successful applicant must commence operation within 3 months of the date of approval/notification. All vehicles will be inspected and the owner issued with the appropriate permit. The assigned number plate, route banner, and number plate sticker must be affixed by a ministry personnel. So that is coming from somebody who just wanted to provide some additional information to this whole issue. But we'll try to get to the bottom of this, because this individual has been calling NewsSpin on several occasions to voice his concern, hoping that somehow it will be remedied by the relevant authorities. Any more comments in the chat room?
Another comment. This government is acting like when you have a good worker and you forgot and you got them drunk and then you're seeing them to work. Well, I can't finish this comment. Another comment, Tim, so why the association that disassociate with NCOPT got the permit renewed and other needs an association stamp to get the permit renewed? So it's a plan to enslave people by taking away their right to associate. How come the criteria for a stamp is to sign a letter to state you will follow every rule?
We have a WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, it is sometime now that we are not hearing the Chief Executive Officer of the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Is she still on the job? The other thing St. Lucians should know is that an individual at the CIP unit attempted to renew their visa, U.S. visa, and it was not renewed, although they previously had one. Why is the government hiding everything from us? Did we put them in office for us not to know anything but listen to their spin doctors?
Someone says, Tim, you're right on that. You have to be part of an association to get a route or to renew. And if there's any issues with you renewing your route permit by your local association, then you can go to the NCOPT and bring in your complaint, and the NCOPT will contact the president of your local association, and based on the circumstances, the NCOPT can bypass the local association and approve your route. Without that, the Minister of Transportation can't bypass the NCOPT or your local association and renew your route without finding out the facts. So,
okay, that's it.
King is not the issue here.
We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin, and you are on the air. Good afternoon. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, Tim, I've been listening to you with bated breath, and I have said that I look at the situation that you, of all persons, are calling for the resignation of someone in the public domain. I heard Robertson, and I said, well, that's no indictment upon your statements pertaining to me, because I heard him asking for a whole executive to go, and as if they are an executive for life and a president for life. But you, Tim, you made a statement recently. Haiti has 95% of its population is of African descent. That means they're black. 5% is of European and other origins, other national, or other people from other races. You made a statement. You're always calling upon, Black Lives Matter, and you're trying to ridicule, undermine the whole question of the reason that Black Lives Matter was in St. Lucia. Because apparently you think Black Lives was in St. Lucia for some racial reason, for some purpose to let Alan Chasney lose the election. But then you made a statement.
But Ipa,
as if to say, hold on. As if to say, let the Haitians kill themselves.
Ipa,
you didn't resign. You didn't resign. After your resignation, you didn't.
Ipa, you're mixing up
You didn't even apologize.
Ipa, you're mixing up so many things that I'm confused.
Let me tell you. Don't say I'm messing up so many things, Tim.
I'm just saying I'm confused.
You did not resign, Tim.
I'm just saying I'm confused.
They asked you to resign.
Who asked me?
Not.
Who asked me? Huh? Who asked me to resign?
Several people called for your resignation, Tim, for the statement you made about Haiti, that they should kill one another. We should allow them to just kill themselves.
I never said.
Black people.
I never said.
African people.
I never said.
People.
Ipa,
you said that.
Ipa, hold on. Stop being emotional.
Yeah. Tell me what you didn't say.
Take it easy. Stop being emotional.
Yeah, I'm not in motion.
You are, because you're mixing up apples and grapes, and you're mixing up flour and sand and
let me tell you, we like bouillon. That's why I mix it up. We like bouillon.
Right. So what I'm saying, why would I make a statement on a public platform, a public radio station, okay? A private radio station, not state-owned. I'm not being paid by the taxpayers of the country. I am not accountable to my audience to determine whether I work on this radio station or on DBS or elsewhere. I'm accountable to my employers. And if my employers believed that whatever I said there was warranted me being fired or resigning, they would have asked me to. They did not. Those are the people who matter in terms.
All right, but
hold on.
Tim,
Let me finish. Hold on. Hold on,
where are these people?
Hyper. Hold on. Hold on.
What happened? Is Mira the caller? You know?
It's my and is Mira the host?
But you can't take the whole call.
But I am the host. You the caller. I am the host, caller.
Go ahead.
So I'm saying to you, Hyper, those people can determine, Tim, you have said something, I think it's very irresponsible, inflammatory, etc., unacceptable. We want your resignation. And even then, I can contest it on freedom of speech, etc. So it's not you calling this program today and tell me people ask me to resign, never resign.
Okay, but the point I'm making, Tim, the statement you made.
You're answerable to your members.
It doesn't mean because
just one last point. Just one last point.
Or did not get rid of you. That doesn't mean your statement wasn't egregious. That doesn't mean that.
Well,
because we're talking about black people, Tim.
Here's what I will advise you to do.
You were talking about African people, black people, and you said that they should go along and let them kill one another. These are African, these are black people. When you said Black Lives Matter, their lives matter, didn't they? Isn't their lives matter? And because
here's what to do.
a reprehensive statement.
Sign a petition.
That is not reprehensive?
What to do is to sign a petition so that I could get fired or I could resign. Have a petition.
Nothing like that to do, Tim. I'm just telling you that you are asking for people head and all kind of thing. And probably I should be asking for a head as well because you have made some reprehensive statements and also some egregious statements about the African people in Haiti. And you make it look as if you did nothing. And what you did there was...
you are very influential. Try your best to get me fired or have me resign.
That's not the point, Tim.
No. That is my point.
What you're doing, you are cherry picking and you're working for some people. And that's what you're doing. You're
working for some
people politically, and then you're attacking some people, and you're allowing some people.
You
just said there are several organizations out there.
You're being
when you heard your predicament with your
okay.
So
no, let me tell you. I think you're being emotional, Hyper. You can't have a discussion. You are quarreling. I'm not into that quarreling thing. Okay? I'm trying to be as logical as possible on that particular issue involving the vendors and the representation, etc. So you going on to make all kind of allegations. I'm working for certain political people, etc. I am not working for any political people. I have my talk show. I own it. I work elsewhere on DBS television. That is my form of employment. We have a disagreement over certain issues, but it doesn't have to be you're getting so personal and you're being so illogical. You're being so irrational on an issue that we're discussing. You believe that no one should say that at some point in time there should be new leadership at the Vendors Association. Let's deal with it from that perspective, as opposed to you being so antagonistic. Okay, we need not be personal and antagonistic on a very important issue. Okay, that's what it is. Let's see if you have another call. This is NewsSpin. Good afternoon. You are on the air. Hello.
Timothy, pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line, Timothy.
Good afternoon to you, Colin.
Timothy, I was very surprised the last time that you made a reference to that IPA should resign. I wanted to call the last time, but I didn't get through. I find, Timothy, there are people's resignation that need to there are people that need to bring forth their resignation, and they're not bringing forth their resignation. There are a lot of people in government that should resign, Timothy. And that is a situation where I have been in a managerial position where your staff say one thing or your co-workers say one thing, and when you attend a meeting, they say a different thing.
Okay, Colin.
So
let me give you, Colin. Let me give you the context, okay? Because I don't think you understood what I said. I don't think.
I understood.
No. Hold on. Because you already misinterpreted what I said. I never said IPA should resign. Okay? I said if I were IPA.
Timothy,
hold on, caller. Because
okay.
you like to mix things up and just come and say anything. I'm just saying to you, I never called for his resignation. And there's a nuance to the what statement that I made. I said if I were IPA, considering what the vendors are going through right now, and I'm not able to represent their interest and with all that disunity in the association, I would have resigned. So that's not me calling for his resignation. That's me saying...
Yeah, but Timothy, I haven't heard you made a statement like that to other people that have held senior positions in government.
But that's not what I'm talking about, man. Come on. That's not what I'm not talking about those people. I chose to address a particular issue in a particular context considering what is happening right now. So you cannot So you cannot tell me previously I should have asked for that one in resignation and so on resignation.
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of person who just glibly ask for people's resignation.
Yeah.
Okay? What I said, considering what is happening to the vendors right now, if I were IPA, I would have resigned. That is what I said. So you cannot come and mix it up and say, then now I should have asked for the people's resignation.
Yeah.
No.
If you have 90% of the vendors that would like IPA to stay on as president, and the other 10% would like him to resign, those that would like him to resign should circulate a petition.
Caller,
and
again,
then they should have an election.
I don't understand your mindset because you're just not getting it. You're not getting it. I said, forget petition, forget the membership. I said, if I were IPA, I would have resigned. I'm not saying if I was IPA, I would not resign. Well, okay, that's fair.
There are people that would like to make your job more difficult than it seems and to put you in a situation to force you to resign because of certain issues where they do not assist you in one way or the other, Timothy, and they would like you to do that to consider you are a failure. IPA should stay on until when his membership indicate to him that he should not stay on. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much. And as somebody saying there in the chat room is basically comprehension. Okay? I'm not saying that IPA should resign. Who am I to say that IPA should resign? I've never said that. I'm saying, because you see, it is all about representation. It's all about being satisfied with your performance as a person. It's all about buy-in. And if for whatever reason I feel as the president of the Vendors Association, Timothy Poleon comes across as being helpless, the people are not listening to him.
Right.
There is a lack of unity because IPA made all those comments about the lack of unity. There is division. There's divide and rule. I said on that basis, I said, and I'm repeating it,
if you were the president,
if I were the president, I would have resigned. That is all what I'm saying. But people are taking to me, I have called for IPA's resignation. IPA is calling, tell me about what?
The Black Lives.
The Black Lives Matter and this one, and I'm working for certain. But I mean, that's emotional. You know, that's recklessness, you know. I just don't understand. Anyway, I shouldn't be too surprised. Let's take another call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Timothy. What's up, my boy?
Boy, things hot in here.
What's happening?
I'm okay. I'm okay, brother. How are you?
Things not hot. Right back show. Badi mada show. You full show party. IPA is a abandoned party or full show party. So let's put the controversy aside.
There's no controversy.
Who was the first man in the Black Lives Matter 3-4 years ago at the Constitution Park? Who was there? He was one that was there together with the Balance House Associate, and I can name names because I ain't scared of anybody. So let's put that all of them that saying IPA shouldn't be there. Why don't they write the petition? Okay? Most of them they're talking about IPA. He does been the biggest workshop with the government. So what are they talking about? Hypocrite. And I always tell you, stay neutral, stay neutral. You are full of show passy, stay neutral. The education you have and the standard and the quality and the quantity you have, c'est pas yo ki ba oui. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and still to come right here on Power 97.9 FM, a special program with the Christian organization Israel United in Christ, and that's from 2 this afternoon up until 3. Also coming up on the program, the names of things you probably did not know.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640, or send an email to customers.com for assistance. Lucilex encourages users for doing business with us remotely.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
44 million vans, 11 players, 1 flow. Bleeding we colors, celebrating we greatness. With every 6, every wicket, every moment of glory, we show the world what we made of. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. Join We Bacchanal. Feel We Energy. This is We Game. Visit discoverflow.co. Flow, official telecom supporter of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup.
The new home of the best country music is Power 97.9 FM.
Say the stars are bound to fade.
Switch us on Join Me, DJ Jerry, this and every Thursday from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold, the best in country music.
Your bags are packed and waiting.
The new, the oldies, and the goldies. So let's make it a date. This and every Thursday with me, DJ Jerry, from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold. If it's Thursday, it's Country Gold Thursday. Country Gold, only on Power 97.9 FM.
I lead a rich, rewarding life.
The news is sweet. KFC on the road, giving you the beat. So chicken fries, drink to the line.
Food for the road. This you get 2 pieces of chicken, 1 sandwich, 1 regular fries, a biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda. But that's not all. There's more. When you purchase this offer, you get a chance to win carnival costumes, event tickets, KFC vouchers, and more. This carnival season, get your KFC food for the road. It's finger licking good.
Hey guys, guess what? Because your dad deserves more, Europa is giving more. They're bringing back the wow on Friday, June 14th with the very popular Culture Day for Father's Day. Last year was a blast and this year will be explosive. So fathers, stepfathers, grandfathers, all the dads of St. Lucia and all the moms who stand for dad, we are knocking out 15% discount on all pressure washers, vacuum cleaners, upholstery cleaners, in fact, on all carton machines. And that's not all. With turbo impact drills, rotary hammer drills, angle grinders, power saws, jigsaws, and sanders too. This year we are throwing the kitchen sink out for dads.
Ça non vlog pour like the way.
Europa June 14th. I not.
Get your accommodation ready for the event season. Jazz, T20 cricket, and of course, St. Lucia Carnival with hot showers powered by a tropical solar water heater. We offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, or hotel, and efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar, good for the environment, good for you.
Win a trip for 2 to Jamaica. Guinness Sounds of Greatness is back. You now have a chance to win and big. Purchase Guinness Special Supermarket to win all expense paid trips to Jamaica. July 3rd to the 6th for Jamaica's Sounds of Greatness concert. Receive a prize card with every purchase to reveal enter to submit your entry for the grand prize. See press for details. Must be 18 and over to participate. Guinness, made of more. Drink and live responsibly. Sponsored by St. Lucia Times, Inter-Caribbean Airways, and energized by Climax.
In the heart of the Eastern Caribbean, a revolution in healthcare has arrived. La Clinique de Corps introduces the gold standard Cigna Prime Tesla 1.5 MRI machine, the only clinic in St. Lucia and the Eastern Caribbean with this advanced, safe, radiation-free system. Harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, cutting-edge imaging technology, and expert radiologists, the Cigna Prime delivers fast, high-quality images for more accurate cancer diagnoses, a leading cause of death in the region. From brain to breast, liver to lung, prostate to pancreas, heart, and so much more, this advanced machine aids in the detection of various types of cancer, offering hope and solutions when they're needed most. At La Clinique de Corps, we believe that everyone deserves the best in healthcare. Save time and money traveling overseas and schedule your MRI with La Clinique de Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence located in Cocoville, Rodney Bay. Call 451-6559 to make your appointment today.
Flexible financing options are available for all patients who qualify.
The Castries North members of the United Workers' Party are all invited to a general meeting on Tuesday, June 4th at 5:30 p.m. at the United Workers' Party Secretariat Office. Please make a special effort to attend and be on time.
Think about what people say about me on talk shows and callers that they pay to call and things. This morning, hey, Jim, Jack, Jones, you're calling today. And you all said X, Y, Z. You understand? I'm used to that. To think about what people say about me on talk shows and callers that they pay to call and things. This morning, hey, Jim, Jack, Jones, you're calling today. And you all said X, Y, Z. You understand? I'm used to that.
I'm getting used to that too, and I suspect some callers were paid today to call the program and to attack me. Anyway, 452-2979, 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026, 716-2026. We have a call online via WhatsApp as we say hello and good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
I'm calling you right out of the dentist.
You're at the dentist's office and you're calling and you're monitoring from there.
Say that again?
You're monitoring,
I'm monitoring you
from the dentist's office. Okay, go ahead, Rick.
But it's amazing how we get so passionate about nonsense. The number of things that require that passion and aggressiveness. But, we waste it on absolute shit, Tim. Yesterday you said, if I were the guy, and if you and I were sitting and discussing that subject privately, I'd say, Tim, you hang on to your job because that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to resign. But it's a personal decision. Of course, you'd have to take into account all the things you have stood for, and etc. And now you're backing down because that's what your enemies want you to do. To leave.
I mean, because Rick, I have been fired. I have resigned.
Anyway, it's your personal thing.
I walked away from jobs.
I have no argument on that.
Yeah, man.
I have no argument on your personal thing. And I just want to point out that people don't resign in St. Lucia, and I understand why they don't resign. Because when people resign, they resign on matters of principle.
Mm-hmm.
All those politicians overseas who used to resign, now they don't. They're all the same now. They don't resign. You have to kick them out. You know, even the politicians in England, most of them, a few of them will still resign because the people will demand resignation. I mean, you have no credibility, etc., etc. But Tim, anybody who gives up his job here on principle, you can guarantee he'll be laughed at. You can guarantee he'll be made freed. You remember when you had Black Lives Matter, and you remember this, and you remember that. I mean, life is you doing things that you thought right at the time. Life is you explaining to the public, if you are a public person, what your motives are, what you did this. And you don't always have to be right. You take a stand. Whatever you want to say about IPA, IPA has come out and taken his stands and taken his blows and gone on TV drunk and laughed at himself. IPA is a character almost. But I remember days when IPA, in about the 90s, when IPA was taking on Kenny Anthony when nobody else would.
Yeah.
You know, IPA has a record, and he is not always consistent. But how many people you know are consistent? Where are all those people who are supposed to vote for the United Workers' Party, the party they swore loyalty to and everything, and the Labour Party lost how many seats?
I mean, it was what? It was 15-2.
So the Labour Party, so in effect...
So they lost 9 seats. 9 seats. It was 11-7 before. They lost 9 seats.
No, I'm talking about the last election.
Yeah, it was 15-2. 15-2. So they had 11.
How many seats?
They had 11 seats before, so they lost 9.
Okay, so there you are. Where are all those loyal United Workers' Party people who stood by and allowed their party to lose 9 seats on allegations? Where are all those United Workers' Party people to stand up now and ask to know what's going on with the public prosecutor? And I hate the party thing. I don't want to go into that, you know. I want to talk about St. Lucians with no balls, St. Lucians, and when I find one with one ball who's going to stand up regardless of the criticism, I tend to go with him. So I respect your point of view that if it were you, etc., on a matter of principle, you would resign. But I can tell you, you can do that, and 2 people will think, oh, Kim is a resign matter of principle. The rest will call you a jackass. The rest will be happy you left the station. The rest will be happy somebody says you're going to take your place, or maybe a friendly. Kim, this is a horrible, horrible country. We have allowed that to develop under us. Nobody stands up for anything on principle. I have spoken about how the opposition leader, whoever he might be, should not have to pay the cost of court cases that he takes up on behalf of the people. Nobody talks about those things. Your chat room, I love them, yes, they're fun. I've even gotten to understand the St. Lucian humor. But it's not encouraging. PW and his passion there, doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. I just figure you have a right to say, if I were in that position, I would resign.
Okay.
And if you're a friend, I would say to you, think about that twice. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Rick. We have a program coming up, so we do not have much time left on the broadcast. Finally, we have the names of things you probably did not know. The names of things you probably did not know. Illegible handwriting is called griffonage. Illegible handwriting is called griffonage. Griffonage. The names of things you probably did not know. Illegible handwriting is called griffonage. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world, coming up at 2 o'clock right here on Power 97.9 program, 97.9 FM is the program Christian Organization Israel United in Christ. That's coming up at 2. Goodbye.